Hi there, back again with some more Minecraft today, and today we are going to be working over on the flower farm. We're going to be prettying up a little bit because we have had some good progress on it lately, and I'd like to do a little bit more work. Especially now because out here we have the orchid patch, which is going to be coming over there, and since I've been doing some work on that, I would like to get the flower farm to a more pretty state than it has been for a while. Still missing the last bits to really be done. Done in quotation marks, of course. You can always do a little bit more, but I haven't been digging out the cave over there yet. But I have tried to dig a tunnel over there in order to bring the signal over there, so that I can use the same trigger mechanism over here to control it. And the reason for that is simply that the farm will only be running when I'm in this area, and hopefully it can reach, it's about 120 blocks. Since we'll be walking down here, I'll turn off the automatic mode so that we won't be disturbed by running water. But yeah, I've been digging a tunnel here, and it goes about 120 blocks or something like that. Which might be too long. I'll have to test that out. And if it is too long, then I'll probably make its own separate mechanism over there. Although I would prefer not to. But yeah, I ran into a cave there. I was digging it during a stream, and I ran into a cave and ended up saying, nah, I'll stop here and explore the cave, because I don't really want caves around here. I found a cave down there, and I found a cave like down at the bottom in this bit here. And I'd really like to not have unlit caves around, simply because when you have those, you might have monsters spawning in them. Most worrisome of those being the Endermen, because they can teleport into the farm here and start messing things up. What I don't want them to do is mess up these pads, but they could also mess up the prettified areas, and I'd really like to avoid them doing that. I've only had Endermen in here a couple of times, so it shouldn't be a huge problem. But one will have to wait and see what happens. In any case, I have been working to light up the cave that I found down in this area a little more. So far I've used 4.5 stacks in there, and there's still places to lit up. It's a cave that leads into a ravine, that leads into a ravine, that leads into more caves, that each leads into additional caves. That leads to the surface, apparently. So yeah, I'm trying to manage that. But did find another spawner, so you know, that's pretty nice. But yeah, today though, we are going to be working with the mycelium bits, because we have been doing some work on the roads and on the areas here, but we still need to pretty up the grass and the mycelium bits. And the difference is that the grass will have plants that will be customly building, while these will be having mushrooms. But the mushrooms are a little bit more difficult to get working, because you can no longer pick up mushroom blocks. Fix it, Mojang. So I will have to do a little bit of growing on my own. And basically what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be taking mushrooms and putting them down in these areas, and then growing them to large mushrooms, because you can do that when it is just these what is it called, when it is just like an open area like this. So because this is an open area, I can grow a mushroom in it, and then I can take them out one by one. So I'll be taking down a mushroom like this, and then growing another one next to it, and basically I'll be making some stems which will allow me to build mushrooms using normal mushroom stems, but something else for the cap. Something which I have acquired from one of the others on the server. It's not mushroom blocks, because I don't particularly like the mushroom blocks that you can get. I don't like the red ones, and I don't really like the white ones either. I like the white ones more, but they're still a little bit So yeah, I'll be working on that. I won't show that. Instead, I am going to hop over, just pass on ahead here, and then I will show the stems as I have made them, and then we'll be doing a little more work on them. So let me just grab these, and then I will see you in just a moment when I have gotten all the stems up, and then we will do a little bit more work. So be back very soon. Bye bye. And here we are back again, and the mushrooms are now pretty much finished. I did all the caps, and now there's just a few touch-up to do around them, and then all we need to do is we need to put in some more mushrooms. So I thought that we'd do that. So you can see here from above. I haven't done the bioluminescent bits. I also tried a little bit of a different shape there, and over here we did some smaller ones, both for the sake of not blocking up the paths, but also to mix it up. So I did a small one there, a smaller one there, a weird one over there, just to make it look different, because I find if you have all of them looking the exact same, it looks weird. But we need to do one more thing here, and that is these mushrooms, which has this one here. I haven't decided yet. I might move it back a little further, but I'll figure that out. Either way, these ones here that has a sideways stem at the bottom, they need to have something to mask that a little bit, because I don't want to be able to see the spores, and the closest we'll come to it is the white there, so we'll use that to cover it up. Sounds like there's someone making noise outside, but well, not really much I can do about that. Actually, when I started the episode I had them making noise like 3 times, so it was a little annoying. While we're doing this, I'd like to talk a little bit about what is to come. In the this Friday here, we had I did my usual Friday stream, and I talked with T-Snow and randoms, but T-Snow in particular I found a little interesting, because T-Snow has been playing on another server, one that is started by someone on the server here, and the server is called Breaking Bedrock. So he started doing a series on that. So if you're interested, go and check it out. It's quite interesting. But in any case, there is, what is it called? This server is a 1.9 server, and one of the things that's been discussed on this server is whether or not we should, and if so, when we should update to 1.9. Some people are not so much for it, others are indifferent, some are for it, me in particular. And one thing that I found very interesting is what T-Snow said yesterday, namely that now that he's had the chance to try it out, he's actually really looking forward to 1.9. So I'm quite hopeful with that. It sounded like, from what he told me, that he'd heard in his conversation with Pi, who is pretty much managing the updating of this server, that we probably won't be updating this server until the update to 1.9.1 comes out, simply because the server still has some instabilities and stuff that makes it a little more problematic to just go ahead and update. But still, quite hopeful that we'll be seeing 1.9 in not terribly long. Here's hoping, at least. I'm certainly looking forward to it, especially the purple blocks. I quite like those. They're very nice. They're almost pink, which I absolutely don't have anything against. Let's hop down here. Just add a few mushrooms here and there wherever there is mycelium, but around the places where we have the mushrooms, I wanted it to be sort of themed to the mushrooms there, so that the lighter ones would have the white ones around it and so forth. Let's see up here. So yeah, I'm quite hopeful there. Hopefully we will see something happening, but still going to be a little bit, but I mean that is pretty awesome because I mean T-Snow, if you don't know, T-Snow has he has some health issues because he is albino, and if you're not familiar with it, albino physiology sort of has some it has some traits to it which causes stuff like bone degradation to be quite a significant factor, but also some other stuff. And because of that, like also sight for instance is an issue, and because of that I wouldn't have initially expected him to really be a huge fan ever of 1.9, but the fact that he is actually looking forward to it, I find very encouraging, both for updating the server but also for like the 1.9 update in general, because if someone who might have problem with sight can play and enjoy 1.9, then that to me means that it is a good update. In the sense that it is accessible to other people, so I'm happy about that. But yes, we will see what happens, and hopefully get to updating and get our pink block soon. Don't like that there. I think we'll do that. No, instead. Okay. Then hop over here. Get this bit. And I think we have one over here as well. Nestled away here. I don't think that we can't put it there, but we could put one here. There. I mean, we do have some people here on the server who is not necessarily good at the in-game combat and stuff, so they will of course be a little less likely to be for an update like this. But all in all, honestly, I think that it's the same with a lot of the other updates that the game has got, is people always complain to begin with that this will ruin the game. Of course, the people in this server hasn't said that. Just want to point that out. It's not what I'm saying. But simply that people have a tendency to not want to change, but once the change actually rolls through, they start to like it. Take for instance the food updates, the healing updates, all those things. People have always said that this is going to ruin Minecraft or insert other complaint here, but give it a couple of months and all of a sudden people start to like it. And like, if you follow my other videos, like one of the things that I do is Dwarves vs Zombies, and I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing how they will eventually use it, because it's probably going to take them a while to roll something like that out, just because it is not something that is just easily converted from what they had before. But the things that they can introduce with the 1.9 mechanics is quite significant and different. I'm definitely hoping for that. Let's see, we just need a couple in here. And then I think we're done. Let's just have a stroll through the farm, and then we will call off this episode. Just have a look at the last little bits down here where we have the big mushrooms, and we'll call it off. Then once we get the bioluminescence in here, it's going to be quite neat. I think I'm using glass panes or something to mask the underside, sort of like give it a little bit more of a spore-like look. But yeah, I'll have to experiment a little bit with that. I'm thinking white stained clay, not white stained clay, white stained glass will do the trick, but I'm not sure yet. So I'll figure it out. But for now, I'm going to call this episode off. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. A little bit buildy, but we are making progress on the farm here. Now what we need is to pretty up the grass bits and bring in the bioluminescence, and then we are almost done with the flower farm prettifications. It's so nice to see it coming along. But for today, I want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you again next week, hopefully. So bye bye for now. Have a nice day. Bye.